Hello, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. We are going to be making a fun fold card today. The description, dimensions, and all the products used for the card will be listed below, along with my email address, a link to my online store as I'm at Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to purchase some of the products used in this card or other products, please consider using me. If you have questions, please send me an email, as my email address is below as well. There's also a link to my new Facebook group. It is a private group. You have 2 questions to answer, pretty easy. Please consider joining that. That's where I will be putting notifications about sales and other upcoming events for Stampin' Up! And we're hoping to do some stamp-alongs and other events over on that Facebook group as well. Oh, let's see, what else? Oh, starting on Friday, October 21st, we will start my 25 days of Christmas. Yes, we're going to start Christmas finally. If you have something you would like to see made, a certain size box, certain size bag, a certain type of card, if you want to know about making ornaments, whatever it is for Christmas, please drop me a line. Let me know what you want. If you have a certain box style you're trying to come up with and having problems, send me an email and let me see if I can help you out with that. So I look forward to hearing from all of you. So on with the project. We are going to be using Elephant Parade and Celebrating You. And I'm going to show you the card we're going to be making. It is a fun fold. It's called a 2-inch cube square. And you see we're using the cute little elephants. And this card opens up like this. And I'm going to flip it this way so you can see the inside. When you're looking at it this way, you can see that it says Happy Birthday inside here. And it's a tube. There's a place to write on the back. You could leave this one off and put 2 places to write if you needed to write more stuff. Anyhow, it's just a cute little card and opens up and sits like that. So, and it does fit into a standard envelope, just like that. So anyhow, this is the card we're going to make today. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty easy, actually. I went ahead and just stamped some balloons on the envelope and colored them with Bermuda Bay, Melon, Mambo, and Granny Apple Green. And I did one for today's card as well. So we're going to set this off to the side here. And we are going to get started. Let me get all the supplies. I've done some cutting just to speed up the process, but not all. This time we're going to use Granny Apple Green as our base. And we're going to get my scoreboard out here. And my dimensions. This piece is 8 by 8.5. Try to move this down so you can see it. So that's the 8.5 side. And on the 8.5 side, we are going to score at 2, 4, 6, and 8. Like I said, this is quite complicated. Not. So we're going to do that. And we're going to cut this again, and we're going to cut this in just a moment. But we have 2 other items that do need to be scored. There is 2 pieces that are white. They are 2 inches by 1 inch, and we need to score those at 1 inch. And this is our mechanism that holds the Happy Birthday in place. So we'll set those off to the side there. And that would be the scoring. Now we need the trimmer. And now we're on the 8-inch side, so your score lines are going this direction. And you're going to cut 2 inches off. Make sure I've got this lined up correctly. Oop, and I just slid it. Just cut 2 inches off. And you're cut another 2 inches off. And this leaves you 4 inches. And these are the base of the box. So we're going to go ahead and grab my bone folder, and we're going to go ahead and burnish all of these 4 lines. Burnishing is very important on this so that it, when you unfold it, it stands up properly. Make sure things are square as you're folding, in case you burnished off, scored a little off center or something. Okay, so we're going to start building the inside of the box first. So like I said, I've already cut several pieces. We'll go through those now. This is the back panel, and this is a white piece that is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. And then there's 5 of the polka dots. Now the polka dots is in the Celebrate Everything paper. And there's if you wanted to just polka dot in one color, you could use the 6x6 colors that come in for the brights and the neutrals and the in colors. But I wanted the multicolored polka dots. So there's 5 of these, and they are the exact same size as the white piece. And now I have 12 pieces that are 1 7/8 inch squared of this. Now, we're going to be putting elephants and a mouse in some of our boxes. If you want to cover the whole thing with DSP, you are going to need 16 pieces. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this one first, and we want to decorate the inside of the box first. So grab my glue. Now the inside of the box is going to be all this. Now we're going to put this one on, this one, and this one. We are not putting this one on because we want to hide this tab underneath. So we'll put that one on last. And there's not much of a margin in here. It's pretty small. You could make this card out of all kinds of things. Now I've seen Dawn Griffith, I think that's her name, with Dawn's Stamping Thoughts. She's made one that was a 3x3 squared cube card, which I thought was rather cute. She used, there were a few months, a while back when we had the donkeys and that type of stuff, and the goats. I believe what she used. So, and there's several other that have larger ones, but I wanted a smaller one that fit in a standard envelope. So I came up with this one. So we're going to leave that blank for a second. Now on the back side, we need one of these white ones for writing. So they're the ones 2 in the middle. The reason we're not putting anything on the other 2 pieces is that's where our box is going to attach. And our polka dots here. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and attach this to this. Now, this is not a must, but I think it is a little neater when your pieces come over, is if you just do a little wedge on the tab. If you're off just a little bit, you don't have a piece sticking up. But that is your call. I'm going to put glue, and not a ton of glue. I don't want it leaking out anywhere. Just so more in the middle. You could use tear and tape on this. We might use tear and tape on the next piece. Hold that down. And hold this flat, and 2 pieces over. Fold it back. We got our nice little cube, but we still need to put this one on the inside, so we have a naked wall on the inside, if you can see that there. There. So we're going to take this and and I know it's hard for you to see in here, but I'm going to slide it in. Try not to go down. And then position it in, look on either end. So I'm square in the middle there. It's hard to see me doing this, but just see from the sides, but you just lie it in there. So that's the first tower. Okay, I know I want to wedge these little pieces off here, so we'll just wedge these. Just ever so slightly, that way nothing sticks out. There we go. Now on these, you just sort of have to think about what you're doing. So basically what I've figured out is the first two, this is the outside of the box, not the inside. Well, yeah, let's do this one first. So on the outside of the box, this is what you're going to see. The first two, you don't print anything on. And this one, the third one, you don't print anything on. Because when you fold this up, your tab will be up here at the back. And this is the paste where you're putting the elephant. Sorry. But we're going to go do the inside first. So let's just get that out of the way because it's the easiest part. It's the exact same way as the last one. I'm going to leave the one at the end open until we get all of them done, and then we'll hook them together. Like that. Okay, so we can go ahead and hook this on now. And I said I'd go ahead and use tear tape on this one. So we know that it's going to fold in that way. We'll go ahead and use tear and tape on this one. Just to show you can use both. Then you flip this over. So there's your first cube. Just like that. It is much easier to do the insides first. Okay, now we have to do the inside of our cubes. We still got one that doesn't have a panel on it. And this one here. You hear the crazy crows outside. They're all screaming, the sun's out, the sun's out. Okay, so what I want to do with this is where this seam is, here, oh, I guess I better get back in the camera. Where this seam is on both of these, I want that to be the bottom of my box, and we know this is the back. So these are going to go like this and like this. So I know I want these two front to be where my elephants are going to be. So I need to put paper on here and on the bottom. So we know it's not this one because that's the one that's going to be glued on. So it's this one here. It's the same thing as I said at the beginning. You leave the first and the third one. But once you put the box together, you can actually see what you're supposed to be doing. Make sure I got that right. That's the back. Just looking where the seam was. Just like that. So when I flip those over, those go on there. So this one, we know these two here, that's getting glued on, that's going to go there. The elephants are going on here, so that means these two here will get the last two panels. But you could decorate this any way you want with anything you can think of. I can think of a cute Christmas scents that might look cute with this too. Okay. So next we're going to go ahead and adhere our pieces on. So you're going to take this and flatten it out. Make sure your back is going the right direction. And this is the piece that's going to go here. So you fold it this way. You can see where it's going to go. Just like that. So you're only going to put glue on this panel here. And line it up at the bottom side. You can actually see where you're going because it should fit right inside that panel. And make sure everybody's all square. And hold that down for just a second to make sure. Now we're going to take and put the other one on really quick here. And then, so where's my back? There's my back. So that's the bottom. We're going to go ahead and glue this one on, and then we're going to throw a couple blocks on it and let it sit while we're working on the elephants. So this one should slide right into it next to it, just like that. Make sure it's all nice and snug. It's pretty easy to see where you're at. And let me grab a few blocks. We're just going to take and set that over here out of the way with some weight on it and let it dry. Okay, so next we need the elephants, and I brought out some smaller pieces. I brought out a big piece just in case I need it. But we'll see how many we can get on these smaller pieces first. So we need to stamp all of our elephants, all three elephants, a balloon, and the mouse in basic gray. You could use black, but I thought it was a little harsh. So put him up here in the corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to get as many on here, and then we will cut this apart before we try to die cut it, at least partially. Like I said, if you space them out, not enough room there. There we go. Trying to see if the balloon will fit. I think it will. Doesn't take a lot of DSP to stamp all this out. I'll hold that up so you can see it a little easier. Ooh, get my can. Excuse me. Set those inky things and my line just went into it. But you can see, got quite a bit on a little piece of paper. So next we need to do is we need to stamp our saying, which we're going to be using 2 of the stitch rectangle dies to cut our saying out. This rectangle stitch, we're using the 2 smallest of the big stack. So I just needed a piece of paper for that small rectangle to fit into. So I wanted to make sure we're doing that. And we're going to do this stamp Happy Birthday in Granny Apple Green. Getting this all ready so we can die cut all of this at one time. Looks good. Okay, and then we need a small piece of Granny Apple Green to cut out the next layering die. So I'm going to set this off a little further out of my way so we can bring little Cranky in and do some die cutting. And if you've never watched my show before, this is little Cranky. He's my Stampin' Emboss machine. I call him little Cranky, but I love him dearly. He does a lot for me. I use him almost every day that I'm crafting. So that's not wide enough, so I have to go this way. The other thing is when you're looking for a scrap of paper, if you don't find one, you have to cut into this piece. Only use what you need. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out of Granny Apple Green. Grab me a couple little Post-its here. Or a big Post-it. Just hold that in place. Whoa. Moved my whole mat there. Well, we'll straighten it up when we get done. So here is our green, Granny Apple Green piece. We'll grab our Happy Birthday and line that up inside. Get some of that weight out of there. There's our Happy Birthday. Oh dear. I'm gonna leave it. It gives a character. It's a little crooked. They slid in the die machine, but I'm gonna leave it. No, I'm not. It will drive me insane. Sorry. Gotta go back and restamp it real quick. I'm going to bring it back. You can see how crooked it is. It would drive me nuts. Like I said, if I make a mistake, you're going to see it because I don't edit my videos. I've tried. I'm not a good editor. So if I don't like something, you're going to see it, and you're going to see me do something else to fix it. So let me grab some smaller Post-its, see if I do a better job holding it in place. Especially if you've already stamped something or it's detailed and you've already colored it or stamping, you definitely want to anchor it down. If it's just one stamp, it's not bad, but if you spent the time coloring something, definitely anchor it down. Oh, that's much better. I can live with that. Okay, now I do know for a fact I can cut a couple of these at a time, but I've got them stamped so close together that my dies would be too close in the machine. So we're just gonna do some quick whacking there. And if you're new to my channel and you're hearing clanking, I'm actually going to bring it over here so it's easier for me. This is a nut and bolt container the workmen have used for years. And I use it to hold my dies. And if you don't have that, I would use some kind of bowl. Doesn't matter if it's magnetic or not. Just some kind of bowl to hold your dies in place so you don't lose them. Like I said, I've actually used the bowl to locate a die. A while back I was playing with, who was it? Oh, those cute little hippos. And I lost a hat. And I couldn't find it, looked it all over. I lost it in the carpet in the living room. So I took the bowl, and I had the bowl with other dies in it, and I had set it on the floor, and then I heard a little clink. And it was right close to the bowl, and the bowl just grabbed the outside of it, grabbed that little die. And so then another time I dropped a die, put that over there. I said, where's my bowl? I used the bowl and just ran across the floor and found it really quickly. So it has multiple purposes. So now I got mine from a friend who had a couple of them in his shop. So check with your significant other or other mechanics in your household. They may have a one or two. You might be able to borrow one or even have. So okay. Make sure I got his little feet showing. And here's our little mouse. I love the little mouse. That's backwards. Unless we want to have a tailless mouse. I personally think the mouse should have a tail. Oop. And there went the mouse, sliding away. I think we'll only put two on there and I'll come back and get the balloon by itself. Since everybody wants to slide on this one. Sorry about that. Let me anchor them down. Fine. I guess this is a really bad, these are some cheapo Post-its, I think. And this is how Little Cranky got its name. Because when I first got it, I realized that it doesn't like things to be straight. It wants things to be offset. Or it doesn't want to work. Just one moment. And this is slid on me again. I'm sorry. It's not Little Cranky, it's just, like I said, I don't edit and things go bad. You get to see them. Everybody has problems sometimes, even me. Okay, there's one of our elephants. Here is our mouse with a tail. Back in the bowl. And let's get this last piece cut out. We will get this done. I'm not gonna let it move. Just gonna throw everything at it today. And one. Get all this out of our way so we can build our card. Okay, first this needs to be glued on here. Like so. Okay, let's get our card that we've had under weights. Looking good. Sits up nice. Okay, now we cut out 2 pieces earlier at the very beginning. There were 2 inch by 1 inch, scored at 1 inch on both sides. And we're going to fold and burnish both of those. Now these are very important pieces because these are the parts, and this was a little shorter, but that's okay. This is the part that goes on the back of here and hooks to the inside of this. So you're going to take one of them, doesn't matter which one. And this is going to be rather awkward to show you. The fold needs to be facing this way, so it's right on. I'm going to try to turn this so you can see it. So the fold's here, right in the middle. So it comes right up to the edge as your fold, like this. And push that down. You see where I've got it? So the other part's right here. So this is folded. And then the other one goes on the other side. I'll try to do this one this way. No, that's not going to work either. And it needs to come up to the fold line as well. I'm trying to get this in the camera so you can see it. So when you close this, start closing it, you can see them. You can't, but they're almost, there, I'll try to open them. They're almost flushed against each other like that. So then they're like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put glue on both of these. It's hard to show you something inside a very small hole there. And then you're going to take this, make sure your card does not close on top of the glue. And you're going to take this and you grab the sides of both of this. And then you almost have to go in from the side. I'm looking from the side, and go right in the middle and put that down on those 2 pieces. And I'm going to try to show you from the side here. So you see what I'm doing? I'm putting it in this way, and I'm pushing it down onto the glue there. I got some glue on my finger. But now, try to put this, you can see that's got the hinge there and the hinge on this side. So when we pop our card up, it's sitting like this. And it pops out. So it sits up like that. So when you close this, it folds down into it. Okay? That's enough of that glue. We are just about done. We are going to put dimensionals on all of our polka dotted friends here. One on that, a couple on the elephants. Now I picked out the colors. The first one was Pacific Point. This one's Candy Apple Green. These were the good color of the dots. So I just picked out a couple of the colors of the dots and went with it. That should do it. I'm going to put one more on this ear. Okay. So I'm going to close this up here real quick. Put these on first. So we'll put him here. Oh. And this one here. And we'll open it like that. And we'll put this one over here. And if he goes over the fold a little bit, it's fine, because he'll pop up this way. So if he's over, mine's just slightly over. I wouldn't go too far over, but a little bit won't hurt. Things can go over as long as you make sure they clear the outside of the card. So this is short enough, you could have something actually pop out the top if you wanted. I'm going to take off just a tad of this line here. And stick this behind him so it looks like he's doing it. Flying his balloon. So anyhow, this is, I'm going to show it this way, and then this is this way when it's open. Which I think is a very sweet little birthday card. So I encourage you to try it. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe and all those important things on YouTube world. And thank you for joining me. And my next video will be the start of Christmas. So see you on October 21st, the first day of the 25 days of Christmas. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.